MWR uses Sentinel building systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Score big with rebates up to $2,000 on the Kawasaki Nav, Kawasaki's first ever fully electric personal transportation vehicle designed for cruising the good life. Be the first to nav your neighborhood. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location, where they can't wait to get you set up for football season.
When the clock strikes zero after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Homework time doesn't have to be stressful. Hi, I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Even a few minutes of encouragement can go a long way. Ask a question, review their work, or just sit nearby. When families get involved, students feel supported, and that builds confidence. So let's tackle homework together, because when we do, oftentimes it's easier, calmer, and a whole lot less stressful. Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome in. Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns still on the ones and twos. We are live, 93.7 The Ticket. You guys are always welcome to join in. 402-464-5685. The Sutter Heyman text line. Facebook, YouTube, XL, Channel 961. All great ways to put a face to the voice. Good morning, Pierson-El. How's it going on a chilly Tuesday night, at least here in the capital city?
Not too bad. You know, one day closer to game day. Really big week.
Sorry, I missed you there. You want to say that one more time?
Said not too bad. One day closer to game day. You know, it's a big week.
Yeah, major week. And we'll definitely get into that, especially as the week continues to bounce along here. Blackout game. I guess we're on a quick moment here. I'm a little bit surprised. There's a lot of criticism on the black uniforms. I know we put a clip up this morning, early break. Old man Jake Sorensen said he wants to see the classic uniforms because it's a traditional uniform game with the USC. That is classic. I'll give him that. And the Nebraska, I don't care. I'll be honest. It's 2025. If you're gonna wear the alternate once a year, it's not overkill for me.
Nebraska fans, it's an overkill. If it's not by the book, traditional, they typically don't like it. I don't mind the black uniforms. They announced it a while ago, and people are complaining. If they were to wear something else, it would be an issue. I like it. I don't see a problem regardless of it being a tradition game or not. I think it's going to be an electric night, and with the black uniforms, I think it could be real special.
Yeah, I mean it's a recruiting pitch in some ways. Like realistically, it looks cool. I keep using the example: there's no recruit that Nebraska is currently interested in that is going to watch that game on Saturday and change his mind because Nebraska
the uniforms,
their uniform tradition.
Yes.
No kidding. Maybe in a long-time Nebraska fan will think that. No recruit's going to think we betrayed some sort of tradition there. If we win, no one really cares. If we lose, becomes a conversation, unfortunately. Not that I think it's fair, but people are going to make it a conversation. So if you are Nebraska, and if you do like the black shirts, you better hope they win in them because it'll become a whole nother conversation for us to be able to wear these again. Do you think we'll actually succeed with the blackout in the fan base? We've had it a few years, and it's never actually been official, though, by the AD. It's been like Twitter accounts saying this is a blackout. The student section, the iconic welcome to your nightmare, when they had those banners up, that was sick. The student did a good job blackout, but it's really just the student section. Do you think we'll actually pull it off and have that place, I'll say 85% wearing black?
I think it'll be close. Nebraska fans, they wear red. That's just what it is on game day. Hopefully they can pull it off. I would like to see, 85, 90%. But, you have some people that just, are stuck in their ways that are going to wear red. It is what it is.
Yeah, and even that, I will say, we could do a little bit better job of wearing red as well. I'm guilty of it. But it is the sea of red. You get about, 80% of people wearing red and then some whites and some grays and some black in there every weekend. So if you're super hyped about the blackout, the sea of red is also our thing. So do wear red. I am a fan of wear red if you go to the game. And obviously not this one coming up. You will stick out if you wear red. But if you go to any other game, it is the sea of red. And that is kind of the classic. And it feels like we get a little bit more and more every year of some of the more whites, grays leaking in there, which I'm not going to bang on the drum about it. It's not that big of a deal. But you do see that. So that being said, that's all I really got on the Husker football. We'll talk plenty Husker football, especially come Thursday. Let's talk NFL as always. And we'll start with Monday Night Football. Commanders versus the Chiefs. I'm tired of talking about officiating, but was it a problem in that one, DeMornay?
The Chiefs get a favorable hand. Just about every game that they play in. So I'm not gonna say that's all that had the game. The Commanders were doing a good job for the most part. It's you got to play better. You got to play better enough than to just say, oh, the rest, this and this and that. I think it was, a bit favoritism shown. But if they handle business and everything like that and play lights out, the game possibly could not be. You shouldn't have to say, well, the rest X, Y, and Z. If they executed better and did what they were supposed to do, they'd have been fine. But it was definitely some favorable calls, definitely called in that game.
Yeah, not like you said, it wasn't going to lead the Commanders to a victory.
Yeah,
if those calls didn't happen, but it also is back to just because it wasn't going to change the result doesn't make it okay. People are tired of seeing bad officiating. And the easiest way to do it is it creates doubt. When you create doubt with the officiating crew, then you get into the conspiracy land. And that's why you have all these people saying it's rigged for the Chiefs, because you're leaving way too much doubt on there in terms of your credibility of making these calls. It just needs to be better across the board. I'm not saying there's any real conspiracy. I do think subconsciously there is the fact that happens. The Chiefs are good. The Chiefs have been good for a long time. So the calls you don't always see because you just subconsciously assume they're not a team that gets a bunch of penalties. They're well disciplined, as opposed to watch my Bears, who are just awful when it comes to penalties and have been for a while. That's a team that's always pretty heavily penalized and makes a lot of mistakes. So you're kind of have an eye out for
Yeah,
it.
but
It doesn't make you right, but it's just what happens.
some of the things that they do, they kind of get away with. Brady had the Brady rule where you touch Brady or something like that, it's going to be a foul. It happens with Rodgers. It happens now it's happening with Mahomes, to where they're quick to call certain things, and they let certain things go and everything like that. I mean, the offensive line with the right tackle still jumping and lining up offsides, that happens, and they were talking about calling that more and everything like that. And maybe the first couple games they maybe were on it and whatnot, but that still doesn't get called as much as it should. And just some calls are blatantly missed. And like I said, I know not every call is going to get called, but at least call it consistently on across both teams. And I don't think that happens a lot with the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't. I mean, every time I watch Chiefs game, there's like a few calls in there where I'm like, okay,
it's questionable.
I don't want to be the guy that says it's rigged, but it's like I don't want to be complaining about the refs the whole time either. I'm not going to go on saying if I don't say it's rigged, then I have to say, boy, you guys are bad at your job sometimes. Neither are really great answers to have.
Yeah.
And it's a tough job. It's way harder than it looks, but there's a ton of money to make it better. If you're the NFL or if you're college, I mean, in both lanes, you have enough money in the pocketbooks to take it more seriously, put more resources in there so you get to less of that inconsistent calling from game to game. It's football. You're limited on too many possessions for it to be as inconsistent as it is. All right, that's all I got on the rest. We'll leave them alone. I feel like that's a daily segment with me now, so I got to stop. But it just happens way too much in football. Let's go to the NFL all the way at the very beginning. Thursday Night Football. Chargers beat the brakes off the Vikings 37-10. And it was the Carson Wentz game, to be fair. There was no J.J. McCarthy yet. Carson Wentz in that game wasn't great. He had a touchdown, one pick, only 144 yards. Justin Herbert, pretty good. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and not a lot to say. It was pretty dominant from the Chargers from the beginning.
Carson was trying to get O'Connell fired. You know what I mean? Like I said, that whole Sam Darnold thing is going to keep coming up. You let a man, that led you to that type of season walk out of the building. And I know JJ's coming back. They've been cleared him and everything like that. Carson Wentz season is over. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery. He messed up his shoulder and whatnot, but I mean, I don't feel bad for them at all.
Nope.
Like that's malpractice. Like I don't feel sad. I don't feel. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you betting on the rookie and everything like that, have a confidence, and he's been the same thing for 2 years straight. Inconsistent and hurt.
Yeah, I hear no lies. The Vikings messed up. It's the hardest position to figure out. When you find one, keep them. It wasn't going to demand crazy. You would have to pay him a fair amount, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like he was going to be the highest paid quarterback if he signed with you. He's not right now. So, again, I think it just made a major mistake there. I get it. There's the lure of, boy, but if J.J. McCarthy's good,
potential
rookie deal, then we can start putting all these players around him because we got a cheap rookie deal. Well, the problem is like you said, it's potential. You're building your team around potential. When you have a known guy in Sam Darnold, you know what he's good at, bad at. Really easy to build around him as opposed to.
And it's very surprising with KO Kevin O'Connell. He's been in the building with a controversial quarterback trade. He was there with the Rams when they traded Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
He was there for the first Super Bowl run and the second Super Bowl with winning it, with the Rams and everything like that. So I don't. For him, he may have not been okay. He may have not signed off on it, but I find it hard to believe that he wouldn't sign off on something as the head coach of an organization with a move necessarily like that.
I would think he wanted to keep Sam Darnold. I really do. I think my guess is
if that was the case, I don't know about that one.
I think as a coach, it'd make no sense. I'm sure he wanted to, and then he just got overturned. And the GMs and the owner were like, "Well, if we build the roster this way, again, you that lucrative having a guy who can play well on a rookie deal." And I don't know why everyone for how rare that actually happens. It's not a good plan, but they went with it, and it's not paying out. All right, Dolphins, they win 34-10 over the Falcons.
I mean, the Falcons, just when you think you have them figured out, it's just like, what are we doing?
When you think Tua's garbage, he looks incredible. 5 missed passes, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks.
Good day for Tua.
Yeah, really good day. I mean, most are up through the air. It was a Tua day, and I thought his career was kind of washing up already, and he had multiple games where he was throwing.
And I think he had like one. He was playing with one eye or something like that. They said his eyes was swollen, or he had something going on with the game. So, in fact, that he had, it's always something with Tua. Tua is you need to put bubble wrap around him.
Seriously, but maybe he got the team back with that.
I don't think so.
All those rumors where
I don't think so.
Yeah, Waddle in that game, he had 5 receptions, 99 yards, 1 touchdown. He was pretty good. Like I said, it wasn't much on the ground. A-Chain, 18 carries, 67 yards. Bijan Robinson, only 9 carries. Again, they were playing behind so much. Kirk Cousins, 21 for 31, 173 yards.
Man, I forgot, that might have been the issue. I definitely think Michael Penix is the key to a lot of things down there. I forgot he didn't play that game.
It's still, to me, though, giving up 34 to what the Dolphins have been is pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's me a lot more about that Falcons defense. Of you were the team that got Tua right.
Yeah.
And this Miami team. So, especially if Miami goes right back down to what they are normally, that's a really tough loss for the Falcons to swallow, especially in the division. You don't need to win a ton. You have to win decently, but it's not the toughest division out there. You can't be losing games to the Dolphins. You have hopes of winning that one. Bears, Ravens. My Bears lose to Huntley twice.
With Huntley there, they look a lot better. I mean, he's been the backup there for a while. Familiar place. I don't know if he was there with Monken or not. But I mean, they can run similar styles, and I know they got a lot of people back on defense. They look stronger. They look, more like the Ravens and everything like that. The people might have woke up a sleeping bear with the Ravens, and you just hope to see Lamar back soon. And they got a lot of star power back on the defense, so they look more so closely to what they usually look like. And I mean, it's not, things are not off the table. They can still have things their way and whatnot. So it's you start winning a couple games, a piece of things together and whatnot. It can open wide up for them.
Yeah, that was a fully healthy Ravens team. They were finally healthy outside of Lamar Jackson, but to your point, the defense finally all together there, and they looked good. I mean, versus the Bears, it was a collective effort of they were just a better team. And I will say, Ravens, they cheated a little bit. They said Lamar Jackson was going to be the quarterback. We had to prepare for him. Instead, we had to handle the beast that is Huntley. No, it was obviously they didn't cheat. They had to use Huntley, and Huntley played really well within their game plan. So you give them credit. That's a big win for the Ravens. They absolutely needed that one because I think
for sure
certainly be back now. And now everybody else is healthy. You're sitting there. You got another win. You're sitting there at 2-5. There's enough time for them to climb back into the mix. So huge win for those guys. And maybe the Bears need to take the PlayStations out or whatever they all got in there, because that was the message from the Ravens. People were clowning on them for it. It's usually a bad sign, but this time around it might have worked because, again, that was a really impressive win for the Ravens. And that's been a pretty good Bears defense. So I think you got to give them credit. Bears defense was a little banged up, though, but still, the Ravens looked good. That's all I can really say about that one. Don't know about the Bears. I'm not going to talk about them at all. New York Jets, Bengals.
I'm happy for the Jets. That coach needed it because I feel like everybody's like, oh, that's such an out of the park hire, and I feel like everybody in the media world is kind of like turned on him. I'm like, they fired their coach for a reason. They were sucking before he got there, and I was like, I still think he's the best option with moving forward with them. He has them in games. It's only been a handful of games to where they actually got blown out. For a lot of games, they've actually been a lot closer. With better consistent QB play and everything, like offensive calling and whatnot, execution, that they could be, right in the mix of things. So I'm glad that Justin Fields got that huge win. The owner has came out and stuck his nose in some things, and it doesn't necessarily help. So I'm glad that the head coach got a win. I'm glad that Justin got a win. It looked like a big relief off of their shoulders, and hopefully they can get a couple more wins this year. I hope that that they turn things definitely around and they get a chance to, because I think Aaron is doing a great job there. It's just you got to work with him.
I don't know, man. It's just the Jets. It's just I like some of the guys on that team and the coaching staff. The problem is just, man, it just doesn't matter. Whoever seems to be on that sideline, it never works. And then they go somewhere else and they have a great career, whether it's Saleh or whether it's Darnold. They get the hell out of New York, their careers turn around. That's where I always struggle with it.
I think they're playing better than they were last year. I think the team is playing full games better than what it was last year with the distractions and everything like that. Not saying it's not still a dumpster fire and everything like that. I think that they're definitely still made strides this year, and they're looking better than they were as a team last year, even with Haskett. When he was the offensive coordinator there, he got fired, and everything like that. So I think they're trending in the right direction, but it takes time for them. It's not going to be overnight. Dan Campbell didn't turn the Lions into what they were overnight. It took 2, maybe 3 years for them of like, okay, you seen it coming. He's like, after a year or two, it's like they are beating teams physically. They just gotta one or two pieces here, and then look at what they are. So I think he's laying that same type of foundation. I'm not saying that they're gonna be what the Lions were and everything like that, but I see some of the same strides that Dan Campbell made that first year, that first jump of things and whatnot. It's gonna take some time. That's not that's not like it was the Broncos, where you change the coach, you get a quarterback in there, and you flip of a switch. 2 years into Sean Payton, look where they're at. It's not an easy fix like that. So it's going to be a little bit of time.
Yeah, the only problem with the Woody Johnson is he doesn't like giving time. That's where it's a dumpster fire that as soon as it starts to cool off a little bit, Johnson throws another match in there. Like, oh, let me ruin this again. My whole problem with them is that, like, you can put as many great names and faces in there, man, until something major changes, and whether ownership belief or just ideology, but there's something wrong at the top that seems to always leak down. And maybe it's not all on ownership, but a lot of it seems to be coming from there. And again, you openly bashed your starting quarterback who is wearing your jersey. Like, that's your guy, and you just told the media that it's his fault. When your organization can't get it right with anybody, but somehow, Justin Fields, how can you expect us to win with a guy like that who's inaccurate? And again, that's not what he said verbatim, but
it was pretty close.
Yeah, just that kind of criticism on your guy who's wearing your jersey for your team. And your team, by the way, has a history of being garbage. For you to use him as a scapegoat was crazy.
And like I said, it's been like 4 other games to where they've been in it.
Yeah.
They've been right there, that it could have easily have gone, the other way, and it necessarily didn't. But they weren't playing like that last year, the year before. They weren't necessarily in games like that and everything like that. So I mean, it's, as I said, I'm not saying, is Justin Fields the answer there and everything like that? I don't necessarily know. Do I think they're necessarily using him to the best of his ability and getting the best out of him? No, I don't. Does he need to play better at times and everything like that with a lot of stuff? Yes, he does.
Yep, and hopefully he can get there. Still rooting for Justin Fields. We'll see. Bumpy road in his career, but nice for him to get a win. Being 0-8 probably really sucks. I mean, probably even worse than 0-7. But 1-7, Jets will take it. Bills, Panthers, 40-9. Not a lot to talk about on that one. The last one before we go to break, 49ers, they finally take a loss with what is their really banged up squad. They dropped 5-3, 15-26 over the Texans. CJ Stroud finally has a pretty good game. He has a coming out party after a little struggle for him. And now the Mac Jones over Purdy conversation simmers down. People were starting to want Mac Jones as the starting QB once, even if Purdy got healthy. And
but Purdy and Joe Burrow are the two most quarterbacks that stay hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like every year or every other year, like it's something with them. I don't think they would prefer Purdy. I mean, I don't think they would prefer Mac over Purdy and everything like that. But you better make sure if you're the 49ers, you better make sure you keep a very good backup quarterback, because I mean, like I said, Joe Burrow and Brock Purdy are in the same ship, and I'm almost you can't keep them. You can't. It's almost to the point to where I'm like, I don't know if you can kind of count on Brock. And that's not to say that he's not good or anything like that. It's just his health situation. I think he's maybe have maybe 1.5 good years, fully healthy years. I won't say good years, but fully healthy to where it hasn't been an issue and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean it's been very up and down. So I definitely don't like Mac Jones over Purdy, but I like him as a backup. Love him as a backup because again they run into it. I will say though, it was good to see CJ Stroud. He had one pick in that game, but for the most part, he looked awesome. And that was the guy I think most people were anticipating to see. Texans get a big must-needed win there.
They needed that one. For whatever reason, I don't know why they're starting necessarily behind the ball. Like I thought they would be a stronger team this year.
I think they had some key injuries. I'd have to go back and look how they started at the beginning of the year, but I think they're a little bit more banged up.
I mean, you let Tunsil go, or you trade Tunsil and everything like that. Your wide receivers, Tank Dell necessarily isn't there. Their receivers kind of has been a revolving door. They've had their rookies, step up and everything like that. I guess you could say that, and I think the absence of Joe Mixon is hurting them a lot more than what people think. I mean, that's two teams he's been on when he's not there. His absence is missed. When he left Cincinnati wasn't the same thing. Him not playing this year and not being there this year, they're hurting, and I think that's not an understatement. I don't think that the NFL sees how much that they've been lacking without him. Now the rookie Marks, he's held up and everything like that, but he ain't Joe.
No, Mixon's criminally underrated. He's been awesome just about everywhere he goes. So I agree with that 100%. But that being said, we got to throw it to break. We got a few more games to talk about on the other side, and then I do want to talk some NBA as well. NBA is insane. This year's been insane. Just for a quick reference, that's what I want to talk about. I mean, we've had like a 40-point game, a 50-point game, a 60-point game. We're like in it's like the second week of the NBA. We got like dudes.
Everybody healthy. They getting their shots off.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, we got a lot of games left here. But if you like crazy scoring numbers, start tuning into the NBA, at least this early on. It's been pretty unreal. So don't go anywhere. We'll talk about that as well and some NFL right here at 93.7 The Ticket. Don't Punt Hour with DeMornay Pierson-El.
If you're a business owner, I want you to think about the amount of time you've spent worrying about safety and security. Lincoln's own experts at Diode Technologies design custom solutions for security, communication, and so much more. From automated security to secure video conferencing, their team sits down with you to get to know you and what your business needs. Manage your operations and get notified when there is suspicious activity. Save time and cut back on stress. Diode Tech always keeps you in the know. Contact them today at 402-793-5124.
When the clock strikes zero after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Krikak of State Farm Insurance.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Hey guys, it's Carly from Blake Farm Outfitters. Now that we're into harvest, it's time to think about what's next on each of your fields. For some, that means cover crops. Whether it's to help with weed pressure or erosion control, boost soil health, or if you need something for cow chow, we can help. We're seeding everything from simple rye covers to more exotic mixes and even winter wheat. So if you're shorthanded and don't feel like you can get anything seeded, just give us a call and we can help. Find us at BlakeFarmOutfitters.com to get in touch. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. From now through the end of November, Ferndale fresh turkeys are just $3.99 per pound and in limited stock, perfect for your holiday meals. Plus, you can stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. With locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha, get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
I can't believe I just scratched that card. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Here at Aspen Builders, our company is building more homes today than I thought we would ever build.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, I am just shocked at how strong our market is here in Lincoln and at Aspen Builders. We're probably helping people right now more than ever get into a new home. We've been able to find pieces of ground we can develop affordably and keep our lot prices down a little bit. I think with our volume discounts and our office staff, 35 years of experience, we figure out a plan that's going to work great for you. We make it perfect. We make it fit your price range. All of this is part of the reason we're so busy.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Are you afraid of the dark? Add a little light to your bite with a Raising Cane's glow-in-the-dark Halloween cup and enjoy a beverage while supplies last. Happy Halloween from Raising Cane's. One love.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Don't Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El, the former Husker. You guys can always join in, ask the former Husker anything you want. 402-464-5685. Start a Heyman text line. Although I can't promise you will answer anything you want. All right, with that being said, a little more on the NFL. And then before I even do that, I do just got to ask you, because it was insane. Did you happen to catch MLB World Series last night?
No, I didn't.
All right. Well, you had a good night's sleep then. Good job. If anybody who wanted to stay up and watch that thing and had to work this morning, good for you. That was the battle of are you a fan or not kind of war. And even
Dodgers won.
Dodgers won. Freddie Freeman hit it 18th inning. He hit a bomb to go ahead and wrap that game. Yeah. So they walked Shohei Ohtani after Shohei Ohtani hit a bomb, tie it up 5-5, and then they let him bat one more time. I mean, all three pitches hit the dirt in front of him. They weren't
giving him a chance.
Yeah, they weren't really giving it. And then after that, they just walked him every time. So they gave up on him trying to even pitch against Ohtani. But the problem is, if it's not Ohtani, you can go down the lineup. You don't really like pitching against any of those dudes is the problem. So should be a fun series. It's going on right now. And if it's anything like yesterday, we will be giving you updates all the way till midnight. But currently it's 2-1, bottom of the 5th inning, the Toronto Blue Jays leading it. This will be a big one for those guys because if they drop this one, obviously Dodgers stole one in Toronto. They would take care of home winning these two. Then they would just have to go and steal one
more.
Or drop it, come back home and win it in LA. So Toronto, big game for those guys. If Toronto Blue Jays, if they want to stay in the mix to win this one. We'll give you updates, like I said, as it goes along here. All right, back to the NFL. We wrapped up with the 49ers and Texans. Those Patriots, man, Drake May and Vrabel, that is the duo. They win another one. The Patriots are now sitting at 6-2, and they still remain in first place in the AFC East. Not only are they a game ahead of the Bills, they have a tiebreaker with the Bills if it comes to that.
I mean, I think between him and the Colts coach, I think that those two coaches are in the front runner of Coach of the Year.
No question. Yeah.
I mean, they made some key offseason pickups. They acquired some guys and everything like that. They sprint some money on that defense. You knew Vrabel was going to have a tough team. I think Josh McDaniels is getting the best out of Drake May. He looks like what they wanted out of Mac Jones. They're rolling on all cylinders. And they're figuring out the offense. You have Stephon Diggs there, but, Booty kind of looks to be, wide receiver one. I mean, they both go off either or. But, I think the Patriots can definitely be a scary team to come playoff time.
Now, and they haven't really found a way to utilize Diggs yet either.
They haven't.
Just a really great athlete. And if they start getting him going as well and really figure
out.
Yeah, I mean, they're good. The defense is legit. The offense just gets better every week, and they're going to stay on top of that division for a while, unless they start dropping a bunch of games, but they look solid right now. Giants, Eagles, really the unfortunate headline in that one. We talked about it already. Cam Scadaboo, he goes down. Brutal ankle injury, but in good spirits on social media at the very least. Really, the question is, what do the Giants have going forward? Can they bounce back from this?
I mean, I don't know. That's tough because they were kind of playing in rhythm and playing onto things and whatnot.
Also, just kind of gave that team a new identity.
But Jackson, he's had good games, but he's still a rookie. So I wasn't expecting them to win their division. No. I don't know how many more games that they're gonna get and everything like that. I mean, missing Scadaboo, I think he was a definite key to what they were doing and whatnot. I think Tracy still there can get some things done or whatnot, but their division is tough. I mean, I know Washington may be down a little bit, but I mean, Jaden Daniels has been hurt majority of the year, so you have that. Dallas looks pretty good if their defense, shows up offensive wise. I mean, they're one of the top offenses. I don't know where they necessarily finish at, but they look better than they have been. And I can definitely say I think their future definitely has some potential to be bright as they continue to add pieces. But we will see how they kind of look without Scadaboo.
Yeah, to me it falls on I wasn't expecting the G-men to be a serious playoff contender or anything, but it was okay, they're finding an identity. The city's excited. The fan base.
The team is excited. The team is playing better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you got
they look into it.
And now it's just going to fall on Jackson Dart. The pressure on Dart just got a lot heavier.
Yeah,
it's the biggest takeaway on that one. Buccaneers.
And I don't think that's fair with Malik Neighbors not being there.
Yeah.
Just imagine what it could be. What these last couple games if he was there. So it's hard to say because people are thrown into other roles and everything like that, and it's a constant change. So we'll see. They have the potential to be, a well-oiled machine. I just don't know exactly what that's gonna look like once everybody is back and healthy.
I don't think it's gonna look very good for a while, unfortunately. Could be wrong, but that's a tough one. Buccaneers, they trounced the Saints 3-23. Only thing of note there, Tyler Shuck gets in the game. They finally benched Rattler. They had enough of it. People not the exact same though. I don't. Tyler Shuck was always kind of the odd pick for me in the draft, and it looked odd when he was playing in that game. Not unless you have anything to add.
New Orleans is
bad.
That head coach has a lot to get done, on the offensive side and the defensive side. They don't look anywhere near, what things were, how he was calling things in Philly. And I know you have different players and whatnot, but it's not connecting. It's a mess. So I mean, we'll see how it looks going forward. But they're not a good team.
It looks like the worst team in the NFL. I mean, it just doesn't. There's not a lot of bright. Their game versus
they can put their number. They can throw their hat. They can throw their number, their hat in the ring for that. They between them, the Jets, Panthers, and Dolphins, it's up there.
Yeah, Titans, Colts, man. They roll. Jonathan Taylor, 80-yard touchdown to the house.
He's looking like the offensive player of the year, or potentially even MVP.
I'm thinking MVP right now. His numbers. Yeah. That's 3 straight weeks where he's had 3+ touchdowns. That might be 4 weeks straight. I mean, this guy's an absolute animal.
They're rolling.
Yeah, you do not want the Colts on your schedule. They are, and it's the way they do it. It's one thing to score this many points. It's one thing to score this many points by running the ball down people's throat.
I wonder what happens to AR-15. I wonder what happens because you have that type of success. I mean, is that chapter closed with him?
That might be. I mean, again, the Colts have blown me away. It's when you are punishing people with your legs and you're scoring 40, 30+ points with ease. No one wants to play that. It's one thing by like skilled players where it's like, man, this quarterback wide receiver duo, they're killing us tonight. They're on fire. They're just making throws that I might be playing good defense, but it's better throw. You can make a moral victory out of that. I mean, when you're just getting ran over, there's no moral victories, especially to that extent. So
I guess that's the Danny Dimes that New York wanted, but clearly they didn't get.
No, they didn't. They really didn't.
With a good running back, though, $40 million quarterback.
Hey, man, sometimes it's about the system and the style. Yes. That is Daniel Jones' style to a T. Give me a back that can punish people, and I can throw against a loaded box anytime you need me to. Cowboys, they get blown out. 24-44, Denver Broncos. Easy win for those guys. Not a great game. I know Pete Ferguson went down there in his Cowboys jersey. He was getting booed at the hotel he was at down there as well, so they weren't taking him kindly. Prescott, 19 for 31, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Every time I'm like, yeah, Prescott's he's way too criminally hated on. He has games like this where it's like, oh man, I don't know.
I mean, it's Dak. I mean, I think he's a good quarterback. I think that's the system that they got going and everything like that. They're playing well and whatnot. I think with CD coming back, mixes some things up a little bit. They got to kind of find their rhythm with spreading out touches. But I mean, Dak did Dak things. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, best way to say it. He did do Dak things. Last game to talk about, we already talked about Monday Night Football. So Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers. Packers.
Those uniforms were atrocious. Burn them, throw them away. They could have came out with all black with the yellow helmet or something like that. I don't want to see that uniform at all. That made me sick. My eyes were hurting looking at that game.
Yeah, they were ugly.
The Steelers they underperform, and I don't think it's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, but
he played fine in that game. He didn't play bad.
But I mean, the defense and just they stalled out, and it just didn't necessarily look well. I think this offseason, either add a really, really good back, you go out in free agency, and get one, or you draft one. I think that is an essential part of their game that is lacking.
And you ban those uniforms.
Yes.
Was the brown pants with it as well? It was a gross yellow.
That uniform a couple years ago that the New York Giants had, their original, terrible. Throw them away. Don't ever want to see them again. Lock them up.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I marketing is a legit degree, but sometimes I wonder when it gets to their head, because who said yes to those? But that has to go through a lot of people for them to get the stamp of approval on making those. Those were horrible.
That was terrible.
They've tried it a couple times where they have this like weird throwback with the stripes on the. Every time they do it, it looks like crap. It does not look good. Just straight up, stop trying to do it. You're also the Steelers. Don't wear those all.
I like the yellow helmets. That's the only thing that I liked about it. Now figure out what you need to do necessarily with that to do things better and whatnot. But that uniform just you're playing at home. You needed that win. Aaron wanted that win and everything like that. He played well. He was making some throws and whatnot.
Yeah, you come in those goofy uniforms.
That defense, just Jordan Love. We'll see. I'm still out. I'm not high on him.
Good.
I'm not. Like he plays well and everything like that, and then he breaks like a Q-tip, and then he'll have certain every fourth game. It's like what kind of game is that he play? I'm not taking a cheese with him.
All right, fair enough. I hope you're right. That bodes well for me, obviously. But just tough game for the Steelers. I will say they lost when they walked out of the tunnel. I really can't get over those uniforms. They were terrible.
I'm like, y'all should have went back in before coming out to the game and just changed. Like, we're not doing this.
Yeah, I think we pull back the rights for those guys to ever want to wear alternates for the next 5 years. There should be a penalty for showing up like that. Because I had so many Steelers friends that were texting, in the chats that I'm in about how atrocious they are. I did not find one person who liked them. So again, how did they get approved? Nonetheless, that's my take on the Steelers and their jerseys. More importantly, we got thrown to break on the last side. We'll talk NBA. It's been unreal. Start to the NBA season. Don't go anywhere. Film Punt Tower, Good morning, Pierson-El, Harrison Arns.
And now, introducing the starting lineup of your Nebraska Huskers. Starring Allo Fiber. At number 1, Allo Internet. At number 2, no satellite dish required. DirecTV through Allo. And at number 3, Allo Mobile. Allo Fiber, the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of Husker Nation. Level up your game and go to allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Are you looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through October at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 2.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by a qualified standard rate for another 36 months. Whether you're thinking of this year's harvest or planning ahead, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your local Landmark Implement for more details, or check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Hi, Sean Callahan here, and I've got some great news for you. Cobble Chevrolet GMC is proud to be the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln metros. Cobble is also celebrating its 50th anniversary We want to say thank you to all of our customers that have helped us reach these milestones. So come see why so many customers, including myself, are choosing Koppel Chevrolet GMC for their automotive needs. Please check us out at koppelcars.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Celebrate Halloween with the Lincoln Stars a day early on Thursday, October 30th as the Stars host the Sioux City Musketeers. Wear your favorite costume to the game as there's a contest for both adults and kids with prizes for both age levels. Also, it's a Chuck-a-Puck night and PBR beers are 2 for $6. It's Halloween Eve at the Icebox on Thursday, October 30th versus the Sioux City Musketeers. Get your tickets today at LincolnStars.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
You're invited to a Halloween karaoke party at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards on October 31st. Stop by Madsen's from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. for live music and a live podcast, costume contest, poker, and of course, karaoke. Admission is free, and there's still plenty of TVs to catch the Friday night college football games as well. That's 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. on Friday, October 31st for the Halloween karaoke party at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holder.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, wrapping things up here. Good morning, Pierson-El, Harrison Arns on the Don't Punt Hour. You guys are always welcome to join in. Let's talk a little bit of NBA before we get out of here, before we get joined by Chris Raff. He'll join us for an hour, and then me and DP, as always, 10 to midnight. Let's go to the NBA. So far, good morning, Pierson-El. What do you think the number is? How many 40-point-plus games have there been already?
I'd probably say 7 or 8.
Just the first week of the season. This article was written on October 28th, which is
I'll give 7. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I said 7.
Oh, sorry. 16.
Okay.
Yeah. 16. Here we got. I'll give you some of the names. So just going into Thursday again, I don't know, Tuesday. I don't know what the score tallies are tonight, but there's been 16 instances. Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, Lakers, they have already had a 40-point game twice. Tyrese Maxey of the 76ers, he's had 2 40-point games. Aaron Gordon, he's had a 40. I think he had like 50. Anthony Edwards.
Look, I mean, him having a 40 with what they got going on, I think that'll become more close. He'll be in the 30 ranges more often than not.
Yeah, he's going to be a feature, and he works so well with Jokic. Brooklyn, Cam Thomas, he had one. Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he had one. Jamal Murray, Denver, he's had one. Boston's Jaylen Brown, he's had one. Utah's Lauri Markkanen. Oklahoma City's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Golden State, Steph Curry, and Victor Wembanyama of the San Antonio Spurs. All had 40-plus point games in 1 week of the NBA. Some of them have gotten it twice in 1 week in the NBA, and 16 of them already. It's been a scoring explosion right out of the gate.
They coming to play. That's I guess that's exciting. That's what, if they want their ratings up, I guess that's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like, man, defense is struggling, I guess, out of the gates too. I mean, some of these guys.
I mean, some of those players that you're saying, I mean, they're stars of the league.
Well, I also don't know how you stop Victor. He's 21. He's not even a grown man yet.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
15 rebounds, 24 points is like a bad game for him.
He's a oak tree. Like I don't know what you, and he could dribble. He could do everything you want to do. Good luck.
Yeah, it's gonna be another team in the West to watch. It's just a matter of time of like if Victor's good enough to take that team to a crazy win total just by himself.
I think so.
We'll see. Again, the Rockets, Thunder, there's so many good teams that I don't think they'll be the 1 seed anytime soon, but definitely a much better case than what they were last year. It's been incredible. They're also still waiting on LeBron James with the Los Angeles Lakers. They're 2-2. I know it's one of the big names.
They might move off of LeBron. LeBron might be on the move somewhere.
See, this is where I'd never know because it's like he's still going to give you 28, 7, and 8 when he's back. He demands a lot.
But how it looks as a team, it'll look different.
I mean, they're 2-2.
We'll say it'll look different. Him and Luka are so ball dominant. Like I don't know. It's gonna look different.
It does feel like Luka's the backup plan for when LeBron retires. But it's also like I don't know if they're like, hey LeBron, are you gonna retire this year or not? Like, we'll see. It's like
the train keeps moving without him. Is what it looks like.
Yeah, if I do think though, if you want to go win a championship, this is the year with him. Like he is good enough. You got to keep him in the mix though. Problem is how long is he out without the team chemistry? But it's also LeBron James, so
yeah,
I feel like he should be able to figure it out. If they want to win, I think you definitely got to win with LeBron James because he's already on the roster and he's good enough. And if you get that team chemistry, you just don't want to be in a situation where it's like 3 more years of LeBron James and he's really coasting.
Has he been at the games with like still being out, or he's not even at the games?
Not all of them, no. LeBron, I don't know. He can if he doesn't go, no one's gonna tell him he's in the wrong. I know that much. Games going on right now. 76ers beat the Wizards. Hornets, Heat blowing at. Well, they just won. Clock hit 0. 144-117. Heat win. Knicks, Bucks, that one 5-point game in the third quarter. Kings, Thunder, 3-point game in the fourth quarter. So you got Clippers, Warriors later tonight. Hasn't been a whole ton of surprises outside of just the scoring explosion. The teams that we thought were good look good. The Spurs with Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama looks like he's going to keep better. And then Zion Williamson, he looks better as well. I just don't think the Pelicans are going to do much. That's it. Quick NBA segment. We'll talk plenty more NBA as the season rolls along here. We also got the World Series on. We'll give you more updates on that later. But appreciate you guys listening. That is the morning Pierson-El. Chris Raff coming up next.